Have you ever sent a text message you immediately regretted? Or snapped at someone you care about, only to apologize moments later? What if I told you that the difference between living a life of constant stress and one of inner peace comes down to a simple but powerful distinction: learning to respond rather than react? In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how your brain creates knee-jerk reactions, the real cost of these automatic behaviors, and the exact techniques I've used to transform my own life from constant emotional chaos to calm, intentional responses. The difference between reaction and response might seem subtle, but it's the difference between being controlled by circumstances and being in control of your life. Let's dive in. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Shamim, and I help people build mental strength for a more fulfilling life. Today's topic touches something we all struggle with: our automatic reactions to life's challenges. When we react, we're operating from our primitive brain, letting our emotions hijack our behavior. But when we respond, we're engaging our higher-level thinking, creating space between stimulus and action. Here's what we'll cover today: the crucial difference between reactions and responses, how your brain creates automatic reactions, the hidden cost of these reactions in your relationships and well-being, a simple 4-step framework to train your mind to respond instead, practical exercises you can start using today. Whether you're dealing with difficult people, stressful situations at work, or just trying to have better conversations with loved ones, mastering this skill will transform how you navigate life. Let's start by clearly defining what we mean by reactions versus responses. Reactions are immediate and automatic, driven by emotion, often fear or anger, unconscious and habitual, based on past conditioning, often regretted later. Responses are thoughtful and intentional, informed by emotion but not controlled by it, conscious and chosen, based on present reality, aligned with your values and goals. When we react, we're essentially on autopilot. The amygdala, our brain's threat detection system, activates before our prefrontal cortex, the rational part, can even process what's happening. This made perfect sense for our ancestors facing physical dangers, but in today's world of complex social interactions and digital communication, these reactions often cause more problems than they solve. Constant reactivity takes a serious toll on our lives. In relationships, creates unnecessary conflict, damages trust, makes others feel unsafe sharing honestly with us, leads to communication breakdowns. At work, impairs decision-making, damages professional reputation. You ask yourself, what's really triggering me here? What need of mine isn't being met? What am I afraid of? Often what appears to trigger us is just the surface. Maybe your partner's comment about the dishes triggered you because you felt unappreciated, not because of the dishes themselves. Select, consciously choose your response based on your values and what would serve the situation best, not just your immediate emotional need. Engage, act from this place of clarity and intention rather than reaction. This framework isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about processing them intelligently so they inform rather than dictate your actions. Let me share some specific techniques to build this response muscle. 1. The 5-5-5 breathing technique. When you feel triggered, breathe in for 5 counts, hold for 5 counts, exhale for 5 counts. Do this 3 times. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, calming the fight or flight response. 2. The reframe question. Ask yourself, what else could this mean? Or, how would I see this if I assumed positive intent? For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of assuming they're selfish, consider they might be rushing to an emergency. 3. The values check. When facing a triggering situation, ask, how would the person I want to be handle this? This immediately elevates your perspective. 4. The pattern interrupt. Create a physical anchor to break reactive patterns. This could be touching your thumb and forefinger together, standing up, or changing your physical position. 5. The delayed. Like any skill, responding instead of reacting requires consistent practice. Here's how to build this capacity. Start small. Begin with low-stakes situations. Practice with minor annoyances before tackling major triggers. Daily reflection. Each evening, review moments where you reacted versus responded. Without judgment, note what triggered you and how you might respond differently next time. Celebration. Acknowledge your wins. When you successfully pause and respond, take a moment to feel good about it. This reinforces the neural pathway. Environmental design. Identify trigger situations and proactively plan for them. If family gatherings are challenging, prepare response strategies beforehand. Accountability. Share your goal with someone you trust. Ask them to gently point out when they see you in reactive mode. Remember, you won't be perfect. The goal isn't to never react, it's to catch yourself more quickly and course correct. When I first started this practice, I would catch myself hours after reacting. Then it became minutes, then seconds. Now, most of the time, I can pause in the moment itself. This has transformed not just my relationships, but my relationship with myself. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to try the pause method this week. Start with just one trigger that regularly gets you and practice creating that space before responding. Let me know in the comments below what's one situation where you typically react rather than respond. For those who want to go deeper, I've created a free downloadable worksheet with these techniques plus additional exercises. You'll find the link in the description. Remember, the space between stimulus and response is where your freedom lies. With practice, that space can grow from a crack to a canyon, giving you the power to choose who you want to be in every moment. Until next time, take care of that magnificent mind of yours.